Hello, Ospreys. I know that many of us have had family and friends affected by the pandemic, so I hope that you and your loved ones are well. We all have been struggling with the many challenges posed by COVID-19, so I'm not going to dwell on those other than to say that we will persevere and Stockton Athletics will come through this and out of this even stronger. I want to start off by saluting our spring sports athletes and especially the seniors. I know it can't replace the real thing, but I hope that you enjoyed the virtual senior days that we conducted recently on social media. Also, congratulations to any of our graduating seniors who may be viewing this video. We wish you all the very best and thank you for all your contributions. I know that the coaches have done a great job staying connected with you, and that likewise, our athletes have been terrific at staying engaged with their programs and with one another. The athletic department has also made efforts to link up with you by email, video, and social media. However, I thought it might be timely to reach out to you now in this fashion to provide a bit of an update along with some reminders and resources. I have to say at the outset that, unfortunately and not surprisingly, there are still far more significant unknowns now than there are concrete answers. For starters, the university is reliant on the state as far as directives regarding the pandemic and reopening the campus. And athletics obviously is subject to whatever the university dictates for restarting. As of now, there are no specifics from the state or the school, but intense planning is ongoing at Stockton for every possibility, from a normal return to classes to some type of hybrid where there'll be in-person and online learning to fully online if, God forbid, we end up there again. That means, most regrettably, that I'm not going to be able to give you anything definitive about the startup of the fall season, other than to say that athletics is similarly planning for scenarios that parallel what the school may do for all students. We do not currently have a timeline for the start of preseason or if we will even be able to have one. This will be determined as soon as possible, but our intention is to play our full sports seasons in some fashion, whether that is a normal schedule or a revised, possibly shortened one. The NCAA won't mandate or oversee a uniform return to college sports, but rather will leave decisions on start dates to state officials and university presidents. Also, know that I am meeting regularly with the other NJAC ADs so that to the degree possible, we can coordinate among the conference schools as well. Please understand that all planning revolves around your safety and that of the coaches and staff, and we're using the NCAA guidelines for a safe return that incorporates such things as social distancing, testing, and contact tracing. I also have to be candid and tell you that we're dealing with some stark financial realities. As you may know, the state essentially froze its allocation to the New Jersey colleges and universities, and that freeze likely will continue at least through September. As a result, Stockton has had to put a reserve on a significant amount of funding in anticipation of a continued state freeze. That means a potentially severe budget impact for every area in the university, including athletics. If the state does not unfreeze its allocation and the university is forced to replace the state funding with those reserve funds, it may affect the number of contests we can play, our travel party sizes, our travel destinations, overnight trips, and facility hours, to name a few. However, there are some things that we do know and some resources we can recommend. First off, awards. We will be hosting a virtual award program on June 6th to replace the awards brunch that we normally host every spring. Stay tuned for details, but also know that the actual awards, the plaques, pictures, certificates, sashes, those will be given out by each coach at an event that they arrange once we're able to be back together. Regarding housing, Residence Life sent an email to renewal students outlining updated student housing information for fall 2020. Group leaders will receive a housing preference form to be completed by June 1st. Housing assignments will be made by August 3rd, and Residence Life staff will make every attempt to keep students with roommate groups in the housing requested, but it cannot be guaranteed. Athletics is able to submit rooming assignment requests of incoming freshmen and transfers as in the past. However, this too is subject to change depending on how we return to campus in the fall. Summer classes, students should already be registered for any summer classes they intend to take. If you're taking a class online from another institution outside of Stockton, you should contact academic advising for approval of the course transfer. The courses outside of Stockton will not impact your GPA, but the credits will count if they are approved. From athletic training, please know that all student athletes will be required to get their physicals at home by their own physician this summer. Once the non-essential travel restrictions have been lifted by the state, The physical forms will be posted online for student athletes to download. Student athletes will be notified through their coaches when the physical forms have been uploaded. In the meantime, our medical staff reminds you to follow the mandates from the state, which include frequent hand washing, minimizing travel, and avoiding gathering in large groups. I know there's been a lot of conversation about eligibility, so please know the blanket waiver from the NCAA provides relief for spring sport athletes regarding their use of a season and a semester. It effectively views the 2020 spring semester as if it did not happen, and thus spring sport athletes will not be charged with a season of participation for the 2019-20 academic year, nor the use of a semester for the 2020 spring semester. The waiver applies to all spring sports student athletes, and for us this includes baseball, golf, men's and women's lacrosse, rowing, softball, tennis, and men's and women's outdoor track and field. A student athlete wishing to participate during the 2020-2021 academic year will still be subject to all regular NCAA enrollment and eligibility requirements. Specifically, they will have to be enrolled in a full-time program of studies leading to a baccalaureate degree or grad program and be in good academic standing as defined by the institution. This now also includes pursuit of a minor or a certificate program. The NJAC has approved the use of a blanket waiver of the normal progress requirements for student athletes who are enrolled at any point during the 2019-20 academic year. The waiver will also apply for interconference transfers during the 2019-20 academic year. This will also be extended to athletes who participate in the CSAC and the MARC conferences. The blanket waiver for a season of participation and the use of a semester also apply to a Division III student athlete who chooses to transfer to another Division III institution for the 2020-2021 academic year. But the waiver for a season of participation and use of a semester does not apply to a transfer student athlete who is enrolled at an institution in another division or athletic association, for example, Division II or NAIA, during the spring of 2020. These are just the basic points regarding eligibility that will apply to most circumstances. However, there will be some specific situations that will require further review to determine eligibility. Any student athlete considering use of this waiver for participation in 2020-2021 should contact Linda Yost, Associate Director, to evaluate their eligibility. From a Title IX education standpoint, we have a requirement that this form has to be completed by all student athletes, and it has to be done by this Friday, May 22nd. Login information can be obtained from your respective coach, so please, if you have not done this, complete this as soon as you can. With regard to spring 2020 semester grading, courses graded as pass no credit are recorded as P or NC on a student's official transcript and are not factored into the calculation of a student's GPA. I know folks have heard different, but be assured that a P or NC on your transcript is not factored into the calculation of your GPA. A grade of P represents passing, performance in the A through D letter range. A grade of NC symbolizes no credit, which essentially is a fail mark. Undergraduate students may elect to take any number or all of their courses as PNC this semester. This option is available to undergraduate students only, and that is to all undergrads, including those on academic probation and those who have earned fewer than 12 earned credits. PNC courses taken during the spring 2020 term will not be included in the standing requirement that no more than 10% of a student's overall Stockton credits be PNC as applied toward graduation. The PNC is available for all undergraduate courses offered by Stockton in the spring 2020 term. This applies to a course taken for the first time, as well as those courses for which the student previously received a failing grade or a W. Courses in which a P grade is assigned will count as fulfillment of all courses that previously required a C or better, including prerequisites and degree requirements and university graduation requirements such as W1 and W2 courses. Note that PNC is not an option for grad courses or for undergraduate students taking classes for graduate credit. Choosing the PNC option has no impact on a student's financial aid. PNC courses cannot count toward the minimum number of course credits needed to be on the Dean's List, which requires that students earn 12 or more credits in a term, earn a GPA for the term of 3.50 or greater, receive no grade lower than a C, and not have any withdrawals or incompletes during the term. Furthermore, the university's academic warning, probation, and dismissal policy and procedure will be suspended for this semester only. However, non-academic reasons for student dismissals remain in effect. It is important to note that in some cases, selecting PNC may have consequences beyond grading for that course. It is important that students meet with their preceptor and/or program coordinator or academic advising to understand the implications for certification and licensure, application to grad school, and other circumstances where a course grade and/or cumulative GPA is a consideration. The PNC grading option is available in the Go portal under the Student Services tab, and that should be live now. Undergraduate students have until Thursday, May 28th, 2020 to make this decision. However, once the PNC grading mode has been designated, it cannot be retroactively changed. For those on financial aid, please be reminded that the deadline for current students to file a FAFSA or complete a New Jersey Dreamers application to renew their state aid has been extended to June 1st. Students are still encouraged to file as soon as possible. The sooner students apply, the earlier they can find out about available state financial aid and make informed decisions about the 2020-2021 academic year. Please be reminded that university support services are still in place, including mental health resources such as Stockton Counseling Service for current students, which are provided remotely via phone or Zoom. There's also walk-in crisis services still available Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. via phone at 609-447-2328. There's also the Therapy Assistance Online program, TAO, that can help you to manage your own emotional well-being, and that's at www.stockton.edu/wellness-center/therapy assistance. Again, we'll post this eventually online. Lastly, if someone you know is in a crisis situation and having thoughts of death, dying, and/or suicide, contact any of the following resources 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The New Jersey Hope Line, 1-855-654-6735. National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 1-800-273-8255. The National Crisis Text Line, you text the word BRAVE, B-R-A-V-E, to 741-741. And the Psychiatric Intervention Program, Atlantic County, 609-344-1118. I know I've thrown a lot at you, and so I'm going to end there. But if you have questions, please get those to your coaches, and we will try to answer them as quickly as possible. Also, we'll get a transcript of this video posted as soon as we can. Lastly, we plan to have a live town hall session on Zoom sometime later in the summer when, ostensibly, we'll have more concrete answers. So in the meantime, stay tuned, stay well, and roll sprays.